This episode is sponsored by Anchor. Greetings and welcome to the DoEvilDeeds podcast, where I, your host, Destiny Bradshaw, sometimes brings on a guest to discuss the evils of the world and try to give the word evil a new perspective. Welcome to today's episode. This is episode 3 of the podcast and also part 3 of the Behind the Evil series. For this episode, we will be discussing society and narcissistic personality disorder and how it relates to doing evil deeds. But before we get started with that, let's go ahead and jump into the part of the podcast where I talk about an evil deed that I have recently done, and then, whenever I have a guest, I'll ask them an evil deed that they have recently done. But before I even do that, let's share the drink of choice for this episode. So I am drinking, this is some ASMR. Okay, that's enough. I think it's so funny. Okay, so my drink of choice is pineapple orange sparkling water, but it's flat now. And I don't think it was ever sparkling to begin with, so maybe it's not supposed to be sparkling. Oh, it says sparkling water, but it never sparkled for me. Never sparkled like a star. Never sparkled at all. And then I also have water. Do ASMR with it too. Okay. Enough of that. I think that is so funny. The only reason why I ever do that in the podcast is because I think it is hilarious. But anyway. See, I'm laughing so much right now. That's how you know that I know that it's funny. So anyway, let's talk about an evil deed that I have recently done. Sorry if I sound a little bit weird this episode. Okay, let me talk about an evil deed. This is an evil deed that I've done. Well, I kind of did it. But anyway. So this past weekend, I went to a little kid's birthday party. Every time I go to this house, by the way, the little kid is a family friend before this gets weird. But anyway, so went to her birthday party, and every time I go to this house, I always get the same sickness. I always get a sinus infection. It is all related to that house. And I was like, I'm just not really going to be by anybody. I'm just going to be off in the corner. And it's not going to happen this time. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to interact with people. I did interact with people, but it was at a distance, Guess what? I still got the same sinus infection. What the heck? What? Anyway. Enough of that. But anyway, if you have a sinus infection, here's what you do. Gargle salt, warm water, and also put nose spray and take cold and flu medicine. Works every time. It'll go away within a week. I'm telling you, I've been through it. A lot. So let's talk about an evil deed that I've done. And this one was kind of weird. So hold tight. Hold steady. So on Snapchat. So if you don't know what Snapchat is, it is an app on your phone or iPad or whatever, and any iOS or Android device, and basically it has features where you can snap a picture, record a video, it has funny filters on it, and then you could post it on a story, a private story, send it to a friend, and they only last 24 hours. But there's also a feature whenever you look at somebody's story where you can swipe up and it has some automatic responses, like emojis and whatever. And there's also things in there called Bitmojis, which are personalized emojis. So then you can make it look like you, or you can make it look like a dinosaur. Like, you can do tons of stuff with Bitmojis. They even have, like, designer clothes for Bitmojis. It's a pretty serious matter, you know? It's pretty serious. So anyway, I'm looking at stories because I'm still one of those people that uses Snapchat. I know I'm outdated. I'm outdated with all the things. So anyway, I'm looking through the stories, scrolling through them, and then I accidentally, like, held it too long, because if you hold it too long, it'll do the swipe up thing. And then, because I was reading it, they had, like, a thing to go with it that was like, R.I.P. Grandpa, R.I.P. So this is what the post was about. It was about their grandpa or their dad or a male figure in their life dying. And I accidentally hold it too long because I'm reading it. And then I press the Bitmoji that's laughing with the regular laughing emoji. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. So I instantly go to delete it. But whenever you delete it, it'll say that you deleted it to the other person, but it won't say what the thing was. So I was like, hey, I accidentally slid up. I'm so sorry. And I couldn't remember what you say whenever somebody close to you dies. So I was like, I'm sending love your way. I'm sending love to you. And I hope that, you know, it made things well. They're like, oh, thank you so much. But I was like, what the heck, what do I say? And I think I also said was like, you know, sorry that they died. You know, I hope you're doing well. And I hope I didn't really say, I really hope that I did not say sorry that they died, because I feel like that would be very insensitive. I don't know. What did I say? Anyway, it's not even somebody that I really even know anyway. Like, I went to school with them, and I had, like, a class or two with them, but I didn't, like, know them. Okay. Yeah, hear that water bottle? It sounds so loud. I don't know why. It's not that loud in person. But for some reason, and also, I don't know, like, what's going on with my mic. Oh, I know what's going on. It's all the way turned up. I'm so sorry, guys. The first part of this podcast is about to be so loud. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys. So I was like, why is everything so loud? Because while I was setting up the podcast, I could hear somebody, like, down the road from me. Like, a car driving down the road from me. And I was like, what the heck? What? I didn't realize it was all the way turned up because I was having problems setting up the podcast today. And so I had turned it all the way up to make sure that I could hear it. Because for some reason, GarageBand wasn't picking up my mic. And I have a USB mic. But anyway, let's... Oh, also, before I forget. Anyway, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm not on crack, but... It seems like it. It seems like it by the way I'm acting. And I'm sorry. Public apology. Here we go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your support with this podcast. I'm finally starting to get the real-time analytics because for some reason I wasn't able to, like, get the accurate... Oops, I dropped my phone. I wasn't able to get the real-time analytics, but now I'm starting to. So thank you guys so much for watching this podcast, supporting it, following the Instagram. By the way, where I post first for announcements and everything for this podcast is on Instagram, mainly because it is like 20 times easier than any other social media platform. But yeah, you can go follow the DoEvilDeeds podcast Instagram. It's just at DoEvilDeeds on Instagram for any sort of announcements. Yeah. And also, I'm having some listeners from the Anchor app. Shout out to you guys. The only reason why I say shout out to you guys is because that's how I put this podcast on there, is through the Anchor app. So thank you guys so much who are listening to the Anchor app. And I'm working on expanding this podcast to different apps and different websites and stuff. The only thing that I'm having issues with is it like actually being able to be verified, because I'm not a celebrity, and so they're kind of like, is this even a real person? And I'm having that verifying issues, and I've set up so many email accounts and stuff to try to get it done. So just bear with me. I'll figure it out eventually. Sometimes I feel like I feel very old with technology, even though I'm pretty young. I feel like 100 years old with technology sometimes. But you know what's really shocking is that half of my listeners are from ages 45 to 59 years old. That is so interesting to me. So thank you to you guys. What are you guys? Generation, let me see, generation, what are they called? Generation names? Yeah. So when would you be born if you were born 45 years ago? Let's take a lookie. This has turned way off the rails. I'm so sorry, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited by you guys particularly. So 1977, so that would be my millennials and Generation X. So millennials and Generation X, thank you guys so much for supporting me. I also have some 28 to 34 year olds and some 18 to 22 year olds. Thank you guys. Yeah, you guys are incredible. And also, like, you guys are watching my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for that. Like, you guys are just incredible watching and listening all this, and thank you. And this has been too long. Way too long. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap up my thank you segment. And I'm just going to say one final great job. And let's move on. Okay. So let's go ahead and start off with narcissistic personality disorder, because I feel like talking about society is going to be way more interesting. Let me turn this mic so you guys can actually hear me better. But anyway, yeah, I feel like talking about society is going to be way more interesting than narcissistic personality disorder. So let's just go ahead and let's get out of the way. So yeah. So, narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD, is a mental disorder where a person thinks very highly of themselves to the point that they almost think that they are the best person in the world. This mental disorder is more common in men than it is in women. Some symptoms of NPD are the inability to handle any type of criticism, not really caring about other people's feelings, feeling like you always need to be praised, being unemotional in general, and isolating yourself from other people. So mainly, like, whenever you think of a narcissist, because narcissism, sure, yeah, we're gonna go with that. That is an actual mental disorder. It is actually proven to be. There's something that may not be wired correctly in your brain, where you're just thinking about yourself all the time, where you're just, and you're kind of even downgrading people in your mind, being like, I'm better than you, and that type of stuff, which I feel like it could be handled correctly, where you can use it to empower yourself and use it to make you a better human being by being like, yes, I'm the best musician in the world. So then you start creating some pretty cool music. I feel like it could be used in good ways. However, this is the DoEvilDeeds podcast. So we don't talk about the good, we talk about the evil. So it can cause people to do evil deeds. And I'm trying to get rid of this ad. Oh no. Did you guys hear that ad? I hope not. We are only sponsored by Anchor. Nothing else. Yet. Oh, also, real quick, to my amazing listeners, if you guys could help me out a little bit, if you could go on to Spotify or the Anchor app, either is a good choice, and then go to the Do Evil Deeds podcast page, and then press, I think it's follow. It's either like follow or, yeah. On Spotify, it's follow. Just follow me on there. Because what that helps me do is on Anchor, that helps me have other opportunities for sponsorships and that type of stuff, and bumps up my analytics by, like, suggesting this podcast to other people. So if you could please do that, and also on YouTube, subscribe and like on there so that this podcast gets recommended to other people. That is if you like the podcast though. This is the Do Evil Deeds podcast, like I mentioned before. So you're allowed to do evil deeds. You're not entitled to, I mean, not necessarily entitled. You don't have to like the stuff if you don't want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, because you have your own opinion, and obviously if you don't want it, you don't want it. Okay. Anyway, so let's take a look. What I want to do with the NPD, is that what it's called? NPD. I'm going to take a look at first we're going to talk about celebrities or famous people in general who have NPD. And then we're also going to look at criminals, since, again, this is the Do Evil Deeds podcast. I could really only find, killers for it, and I'm kind of tired of looking at killers, I feel like with everything they always go so extreme. Give me a bank robber, give me somebody who jaywalks. Give me something like that. Why does it always have to be a killer? Also, speaking of killers, I watched what's it called? Scream? Is that what it's called? Yeah, that movie. The new one. It's pretty good. If you want to watch a classic horror movie, that's one to watch. Anyway, let's jump back into I keep going off track. I'm so sorry. So, some famous narcissistic people who are celebrities. One of them is, the first one that's listed is Joanne Crawford. I did not know who she was at first. I'm not even going to lie about that. But she is a famous actress, or was a famous actress because she's dead now. And was born in the early 1900s and died in 1977. But she was actually in a lot of movies. So I'm just going to go ahead and list them. Flamingo Road. Trog. Don't know what that is. Grand Hotel. Queen Bee. Let's see what else. So I'm trying to look at any that sound familiar. The Caretakers. The Unknown. I Saw What You Did. Female on the Beach. That's Entertainment. Mannequin. The Oscar. Sadie McKee. Love on the Run. When Ladies Meets. Hollywood Canteen. Those are all that I could really see. But anyway, I was looking her up because I don't really know who she is, to be honest with you. And apparently she's famous for being an actress and a flapper girl. And so she was really like living her 1930s dreams, 1920s dreams. But yeah, she was known for being very theatrical, and she was on Broadway too. So that's very interesting. But I couldn't really find much of really with her narcissism, but I could see like accomplishing all that type of stuff, like accomplishing being on Broadway, accomplishing creating or acting in so many films. I definitely get where, she could have gotten the narcissistic behavior. Okay, moving on. And I'm going to leave out the ones that, I'm going to go ahead and leave out the ones that are very controversial because they might be involved in something like politics and things of that such. So let's go ahead and move on to Kanye West, which Kanye West has been in the media a lot lately, and I feel bad for him, and also think it's a little bit funny. It's entertaining. So I'm going to take a scroll. I'm going to go ahead and open up his Instagram because I kind of want to deep dive his narcissistic behavior. So he goes by Ye now, or Ye. There was a whole debate on it, and I do not remember what one. But basically, he is just kind of known for, like, having a big head. He got into politics. I think it was a joke. I honestly think a lot of the stuff that he does is a joke. But he ran for president. I don't know if he was ever on the ballot or not, because I wasn't allowed to vote at that point. But, But now he's going through a divorce with his wife, or his ex-wife now, Kim Kardashian, who's also on this list. And so he had put out some weird pictures and talking about different rappers and different people in the music industry, saying, you're not my friend anymore because you're friends with Kim. Saying that type of stuff, which I thought was so funny. I'm so sorry. I thought it was so funny. I work with kids and I see them do that all day. And I related him to those kids. And then also whenever he posts stuff, he'll post like screenshots of Google, and instead of just like cropping it or like pressing the what's it called? The picture? Yeah, picture. That's the word. And then pressing save image. Like, he'll just screenshot it. He does not care. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to continue on from Kanye. If you want to learn more about his weird behavior, which I genuinely think that it's all jokes. How can it not be? I guess there's a chance that it may not be. Then go ahead and go on. He doesn't have to have all of it posted on Instagram anymore, but you can look on YouTube and find it. So let's go ahead and look at who's next on this list. Kim Kardashian. I can see where that is. I feel like she's calmed down over the years because, now she's a mother. And now she, has her children to take care of. Madonna is on this list. I actually haven't heard much about Madonna in quite a few years, so I don't really even have anything to say about this. And then the next person is Mariah Carey. Okay, Mariah Carey, she's got a voice of an angel. I'm going to feed into it. I'm going to be real with you. She has a voice of an angel. Have you heard that? Have you heard those whistle notes? I'm going to feed into it. I don't care. So let's go ahead and go into the criminal side of it. So the killers, because apparently there's no narcissistic bank robbers. Hey, sometimes you just got to rob a bank to buy some lunch. So I definitely feel like Ted Bundy definitely was a narcissistic person because he very much took advantage of his good looks to be able to, lure women in. And he often was known to leave bite marks on the butt. I was trying to look for a different word, but I can't think right now. Bite marks on women's butts. And then the next one is Dean Arnold Corll, or the Candyman. And he was known to lure his victims by offering free candy. That's right, he was the man with the white van. And he also was known to offer free alcohol and marijuana to lure in his victims into the white van. And he had a 3-year rampage. I'm going to be so honest with you. I do not know much about him. I really don't. I mean, I know that he's a man with a white van, but other than that, I don't know much about, I know that he preyed on younger victims, and I guess that could be narcissism, thinking that, he could get with younger victims. So yeah, he targeted teenage boys, women, and he has also been known to target teenage females as well. So, I guess if you're targeting younger people, I feel like that could be narcissism, because you could be like, oh, I'm good. I may look older, but I'm good enough for them. Although I don't know how old he was whenever he did this. But this happened in Houston, Texas. That's interesting. So the next person on this list, I'm going to skip around. I'm going to skip to any good ones. Herod the Great. Herod? Okay, he is from the Bible. I'm going to skip this. Because the Bible can be a touchy subject for some people. Julius Caesar. Oh, okay. I would say Julius Caesar for sure. Pizza. He was for sure. He for sure was a narcissist, because you know what? He was an emperor? Yeah, an emperor of Rome. And he had a 4-year reign. Yeah, I feel like any type of emperor or like king or queen, I feel like they have to have at least a touch of narcissism. With all that power you are given, of course. If you want to read more about this and why they are on this list, I recommend going to listverse.com. It is called 10 Monumental Malignantly, MALIGNANTLY, Narcissistic Sociopaths, which we talked about sociopaths in episode 2. So if you would like to listen to that episode, I think it's the most entertaining episode that I have out right now, besides episode 4. Episode 4, I think, is quite entertaining. But yeah, okay. Let's see who is the next one. Countess Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Oh my gosh, I cannot pronounce words. I need to go back to school to learn how to pronounce words. I need help. Will somebody do a Zoom call with me? A video Zoom call with me. And teach me how to speak. Because I got a podcast and I don't know how to speak. I can read, I can write, but I cannot speak. This is my call to help. This is my call to help. I have a wanted poster right now with my face on it. And you know what it says? Help. Okay. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I hope my boss does not see that. I don't care. My bosses, if they're listening, hello. Okay. Countess is a... Okay, I'm just gonna spell it. I'm just gonna spell it. Erzsebet. Bathory. Bathory. D. Exed. ECSED. That is why we do not... Excuse me. That is why we do not spell names like that anymore. So, let's read about her. She had a lot of crimes. Oh, I think we had talked about her before. But she killed 80 young girls. But she had killed, oh my gosh. She had killed a lot of people. Oh, never mind. That's just how many trials she had against her. But yeah, anyway, she had a lot of trials. I don't really see what happened in them. But yeah, she killed a lot of young girls. I mean, I feel like if you kill anybody, you're kind of a narcissism, because you're undeserving of life. I'm more deserving of life. You are undeserving. Oh my gosh. And people are describing it as something straight out of an Edgar Allan Poe book or story. Oh my gosh. Because she would lure them into her castle and then kill them. Oh my gosh. She had a castle? She caught the flu. Okay, so how it kind of started to come to an end is because she caught the flu. She was too weak to get out of bed and to torture these girls. Wow, imagine that's how you get caught. You get sick with the flu and I'm not really feeling like torturing the children today. Imagine that's how you get caught. Wow. Oh my gosh. And she wrote, okay, so she died at the age of 54, and she wrote a letter to Satan in which she had requested to send 99 cats. You heard that right. Wow, that's so loud. I'm so sorry. She had requested for him to send 99 cats to kill and eat King Matthias for convicting her. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, that's the last one we're going to talk about today. Oh wait, hang on. It has a comment section. They're talking about how they're happy to be Romanians. How some of them are happy to be from Rome. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Rome's got lots of cool stuff. Okay, enough about that. Enough. Now let's talk about society. So, that was such a bad segue. You know what? We're gonna do a clean transition. So, speaking about people from Rome could be known as a society. So, our next topic is about society. That was a great segue. This podcast episode is so unorganized, and that's okay. And you know why it's so unorganized? It is because this episode was originally about something else. And then I listened to it, and it was so bad. The episode was so bad. I'm not even going to lie to you guys about it. But I still need an episode 3, because I have episode 1, 2, and 4. Where's 3, though? Anyway, so, yeah, let's talk about society. So, a society is oh my gosh, what happened there? This is what I'm talking about, where I can't talk. A society is described as a community of people. However, whenever I'm talking about society, I'm mainly talking about society and its standards. So we're kind of living in a simulation right now. I'm going to do a whole episode on why I think that we're living in a simulation. I'm not the first one to think this up. There's lots of people that think it. But a reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like society is just kind of made up, you know? Like the social construct of society, I feel like it's kind of made up by the simulation. I mean, making things become trends like jeans and a dress. Wearing jeans on your legs and wearing a dress was a trend. That's bonkers. Who in their right mind would do that? I feel like I did that a few times. Anyway, that's what I mean. And then also, things becoming trends, and then... So, like, I'm going to give an example. I'm going to pick on myself. So, I have a mole on my face. Right? And I got some freckles on my arms and stuff, you know. They're not, like, super noticeable when just glancing at them. But, I mean, if you look at my arms, I have, like, quite a few freckles. Like, I have freckles, like, all up my arms. And I have lots of moles on me. I have, like, lots of marks on me. And not too long ago, I would get made fun of for it. I mean, nothing, like, crazy. Not like how you see in the movies where people are getting, like, pushed and shoved over having a mole. You know? It was just, like... Oh my gosh, you have dots all over you. Ooh, you know, that type of stuff. Where you're like, shut up. Shut up. I know I have moles on me. I know I have freckles. I don't need you to tell me. I'm living my life. Go live yours. So anyway, then now it's a trend to, like, draw freckles on your face and all that type of stuff. And draw a mole on your face. All that type of stuff. Or, like, you know... Thin eyebrows used to be a thing in the early 2000s. And then now it's like having normal, thicker eyebrows. Like, however your eyebrows grow, let them grow. You know? And not too long ago, it was a trend in, like, 2016 to have, like, block eyebrows. They were, like, big, thick blocks. They were like the baby Legos, you know, the Legos that they have for babies so that they can't swallow them. They were looking like that. And they're like, yes, this is the way to go. So basically, I mean, if you have something unique about yourself, in a couple of years, it'll be a trend. If you're getting made fun of for something, this is my soapbox moment. If you are getting made fun of for something in a couple of years, it is going to be praised. People are going to be jealous that you naturally have that feature. Some people have to try hard, like having curly hair. People perm their hair to get curly hair, and then some people just have it naturally. So celebrate your differences. And then also... society, you know, telling people to look a certain way, act a certain way, do a certain way, it suppresses people from being their true, authentic selves and being weird, telling weird jokes, you know. Some of the reason why we have celebrities and we have these people, these idols that we look up to who are well known is because they weren't afraid to step apart. They weren't afraid to do what they felt was authentic to themselves. So, there's my soapbox moment. Society is fake. I mean, it's not really fake, but, you know, if there's a trend and you're just not feeling it, don't do it. I mean, you don't have to do something just because everybody else is doing it. You know the old saying of, if, you know, Jenny was to jump off the bridge, would you jump off with her? I mean, it depends on how high the fall is. Not saying you wouldn't do it, but you never know. Okay, that's kind of it for this episode. That's really it. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because where I was going to go with society, I had a point, and I almost lost it. So where we can go wrong with society to, doing evil deeds is that if you so badly want something, you may start doing an evil deed so you can get that thing to be a part of society, such as, like how society has this idea of like showing off your lifestyle, showing off your Birkin bag, showing off your gold chain, your gold teeth, whatever the case may be, your diamond teeth, whatever the case may be. And so some people go to extreme lengths just to be able to fit in and have that type of lifestyle. So they may launder money. Or there was this one documentary that I watched. I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically this guy started off with a real cleaning company, and then it slowly grew to be fake because he just wanted the money. And then he had this extravagant lifestyle. And eventually, he went to jail like 3 times. And he also had NPD because he wanted to... There was a movie being made about him, and he wanted to play himself. And he went to extreme lengths so that he could play himself. If I end up remembering what that documentary is called, I'll make sure to tell you guys. But anyway, that's kind of it for this episode. So, thank you guys for subscribing, following, doing all the things. If you would like to follow the DoEvilDeeds channel, my book stuff, my personal stuff, it's all in the link tree, but just so I can verbally say it, it is at DoEvilDeeds, DoEvilDeeds. Yeah, it's 2 E's in deeds. DoEvilDeeds on Instagram. No spaces, just DoEvil. I mean, if you put spaces in there, it'll still come up. On Instagram, that's right. I announce everything first. Give my thanks first. DoEvilDeeds podcast on YouTube and Spotify and Anchor. You can listen to the podcast in those places. And then TikTok is DoEvilDeeds. My personal stuff is, I only really share my Instagram for my personal stuff, and that is Destiny_Bradshaw for my personal Instagram. That is at DESTINY_BRADSHAW on Instagram. And for my book stuff, it is Bradshaw Books on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And then my book is called The Book of Disappointment, and it is available on Amazon. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. Honestly, you guys are amazing. So without further ado, DoEvilDeeds.